Hi there, this is Shawn1113, your host for the Shawn1113 podcast show. Whatever platform you may be listening to, anywhere in the world. And if you do like this podcast, let me please put a voicemail message on it, or you at Shawn47k@gmail.com. You can send a message through there at Shawn47k.com. Otherwise, thank you for listening to this podcast, wherever you may be, anywhere in the world, on whatever platform you're listening to. Maybe except Google Podcasts, because if you're waiting for that, I'll bet you anything molasses will travel a little faster than Google Podcasts. Because I'm beginning to find out that after I publish there on that platform, people get sent 2 days later. And most other the platforms get it much faster, or at the very least a day later. But like I said, molasses will have a faster rate than Google Podcasts. With all due respect, when it comes to producing something fast, that's my point on it, in their algorithm. Now, with that rant out of the way, now let's go to something for your consideration. For example, have you ever gone to dinner or go to a dinner party, or if you're a family person, if you have a family or relatives or whatever, have dinner? Have you ever, and of course, we're all guilty of being distracted by our cell phones, what have you, social media. Have you ever considered, though, putting that phone down or putting on airplane mode and actually talking to other human beings on the face of this planet, and just go there like a restaurant, what have you, and say, okay, can we please, you know what? I'm going to put my phone in airplane mode, and I'm going to talk to other human beings on the planet, and let's have a conversation. Have some conversation. Of course, it's private, but some type of conversations. I can talk to other human beings on the planet, not to a cell phone screen. Ever notice? Ever consider that? Ever take that into consideration? I mean, seriously, think about it. It's not that hard to talk to say hello to other human beings on the planet, and you're on your cell phone. Looking up in the sky, looking up in the plane, and not directly in the eye. I mean, something to consider next time when you go out and eat, or go to the dinner party and go to dinner. Just talk to other human beings. Put the phone away. Put your cell phone away. Put it on airplane mode, and talk to other human beings and have a good time that way. That's all I got to say about that. Now let's talk about sports. The AFC and NFC Championship games. I'm going to go to the AFC first because the factor is the Mahomes injury, and I do believe at the end of the day, the Kansas City Cincinnati game later on that night, I definitely believe Cincinnati will win that game, and we'll find a way to win that game, in my opinion. The Mahomes factor is a pretty big factor with the ankle, but we'll see what happens from there. But I think the defense is playing at the right time for the Bengals, and because last year's championship, they basically outlasted Kansas City. So we'll see what happens there. The NFC is more intriguing because it's a matter of who outlasts who, which defense outlasts the other one. Both great teams, and I think they got the two of the right teams in that NFC Championship game. It can go low scoring, it can go high scoring, but it's going to be a matter of who outlasts who. San Francisco 49ers or Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm going to take the slight margin to the Philadelphia Eagles to go to the fourth Super Bowl. and we'll see what happens there. And with the Premier League, Arsenal, I gotta give them some credit. They outlasted Manchester United when they did. My Man City is still second, but I mean, this is Arsenal's championship to win, and also to lose. Because Man City, if they get on a streak and Arsenal starts to losing, then I feel like Man City will win the title. Otherwise, it's Arsenal championship to lose, and I'm willing to admit that. Another one, Scott Rowland in the Baseball Hall of Fame. No. I think the voting should change. Scott Rowland was a pretty solid baseball player, especially as a third baseman. No better. I mean, he wasn't better than Michael Schmidt, but it does raise the point that that the voting's got to change in the Baseball Hall of Fame. That's how screwed up it is. But I don't think Rowland should belong in the Hall of Fame. Keith Hernandez is more deserving in the Hall of Fame. Jim Rice is more deserving in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. I mean, for Baseball Hall of Fame, even the people like Bonds, Clemens, A-Rod, McGuire should be in the Hall of Fame before Scott Rowland, okay? Or before Harold Baines. And that's my opinion about that. And of course, the ongoing NBA and NHL sagas, I don't, well, and college basketball, which I always look forward to when the NFL season is off because March Madness comes up. And many other things. And with that, that's the Shawn1113 podcast show. Again, if you love this, if you like this content, please put a voicemail message and any inquiries or Shawn47k at gmail.com. That's Shawn47k at gmail.com. Thank you for listening. And as always, stay encouraged no matter what.